A black woman with standards and expectations getting ridiculed by the internet because she doesn't want to date just anyone or everyone, and she has a particular thing that she wants out of her life. Oh my God. Another day, another dollar. So over the weekend, or whenever this day was, I don't even know, Ebony Williams, this woman who looks like this, you know, she's a beautiful woman, she got a nice body, she's a lawyer, she does well for herself, she's like a television personality, I don't know her, but obviously she's doing well for herself, was on a show talking to a yall, Miss Fix My Life, right? And she was talking about how she's not super into and down with dating a bus driver. She doesn't want to date a bus driver. She would only date a bus driver if he owned the bus. And now people, it started this huge debate, and I'm just so confused why there's even a debate on this in the first place. Because any other woman, especially a white woman in her caliber, in her position, y'all wouldn't even ask her if she's gonna date a bus driver. Like, that wouldn't even be a question that's on your mind. Because she's a black woman, now we have a problem, and now there's a whole debate, and like,
is this right? Is this something that she should do?
She can do whatever she wants, and that's my opinion. She's literally the archetype of what all the Camille Samuels prodigies and all the different colored pill popping YouTubers on here be talking about. Like, only a certain kind of woman gets to have high standards. She's literally the woman that matches the high standards, and it's like, damned if you do, damned if you don't. And you know what my personal opinion is? Shout out to the blue collar workers. You guys are so necessary. I love you guys. Amazing work that you guys do. Shout out to the gold collar workers, the white collar workers. Shout out to all the workers. Shout out to the entrepreneurs. Everybody is needed in society. Everybody is like, we need your work. We need what you guys are doing in order to make the society move. Men are amazing. Men are awesome. However, at the same time, it is only constantly black women that are continuously asked to always go for a certain kind of worker. And that's a discussion and a topic and a debate in itself. Why is it that we always expect black women to be humbled and to not have standards? And isn't that doing a disservice to our generation too? If we always ask the women who literally control how this actual generation turns out, because we are the people that are going to be popping out the babies with the men that we choose to have in our being. Okay, shouldn't it be up to us to raise our standards as a collective so that we can also raise the level of men, raise the bar for men so that they can become the best version of themselves? Not saying that blue collar worker is bad, but here's the thing. You are not going to be everyone's first choice, and that goes for everyone. I'm not going to be everyone's first choice. You're not going to be everyone's first choice. She's not going to be everyone's first choice. He's not going to be everyone's first choice. We all can have a freaking preference and a freaking desire for what we want in our life and what we want to experience in our lives. That's the whole truth and nothing but the truth. That is factual, actual factual. But here's my biggest advice for black women, and for women in general, specifically black women. There is a reason why these hypergamous conversations were passed down from generation to generation to generation, from mother to daughter, or sometimes even grandmother to daughter, right? There's a reason why these private conversations were had. There is power in moving in silence. And for my people who are not huge public figures and celebrities, like the average person out there who's just living their life, you guys are incredibly privileged because you guys have the ability to move in silence. While everyone is arguing about what is right and what is wrong and what black women should do and what black men should do and what all these people should be doing and how it's wrong and X, Y, and Z, guess what you could be doing? And guess what I'm doing? I'm sitting back, relaxing, chilling on an island somewhere, sipping a strawberry daiquiri on a beautiful date with a man of my choice. I get to do what I want. And guess what? And 9 times out of 10, that man is probably rich. And he's probably an entrepreneur, or he's probably a businessman, whatever the case is. So here's my biggest advice. Move in silence. Move in silence. There's a reason why these conversations were had in private between women to women, between daughter and mother, between grandmother, daughter, and mother. There was a reason why we had these conversations, but we lost track of that energy, because at the end of the day, we all want to feel like we are enough. We all deep down inside have that insecurity that we aren't enough and that there's something not enough about us. So when we have these conversations that some people are not going to be somebody's first choice, it's naturally going to trigger someone, whether they are a blue collar worker or not. So we keep our decisions in our own mind and we let our actions speak for ourselves. We don't have to talk about why we chose what we chose and why we do what we do and why we make these decisions. All you have to do right now is 1, focus on becoming the woman of your dreams. 2, focus on being the match and the reciprocal to whatever guy you actually want to date, and don't settle for less. Just make sure you are a match and that the guy that you want to date also wants to date you. And we talk about that in my courses and stuff, literally. Like, do the work, invest in yourself, because relationships are so important. Money is important. A lot of people like to act like money is not a thing. Yo, money is a thing. Why do you think that money and sex are one of the top reasons why divorces occur in America and why divorces are going crazy? Because everybody wants to talk about how love is such a thing and how love is going to conquer all. No, it's not when it comes to marriages and relationships. The logical, logistical stuff also matters as well. We don't want to talk about it, but guess what? If you just choose correctly and you choose the proper partner and you position yourself for success as a woman, you don't have to worry about all these conversations. You can just sit back, relax, and live your best life, okay? So do the inner work, do the internal work, doing the external work, whatever you gotta do to match the frequency of the man that you want to date. And don't be like, it's not a priority for me, my career is a priority for me. Both should be a priority for you. If you move in silence and you just let your actions speak and you continue to date beautiful men, rich men, men who love you, men who are generous, men who have good hearts, men who support you, men who will provide for you, men who are going to protect you. If you keep on choosing men like that, you can't lose. And if he happens to be a blue collar worker, great. If he happens to be a super rich entrepreneur, great. If he happens to be black, great. If he happens to be white, great. If he happens to be from the Middle East, great. Whatever the case is, live your best life and do what suits you, and make sure you go to where you're being nurtured and where you're being cared for. These conversations need to be had in private communities. The revolution cannot always be televised. If we want to get a handle and always live from a state of abundance, don't live from a state of lack. Don't listen to all these people that say,
oh, there's not enough good men to go around. There's not enough good partners to go around. You have to settle. You have to do what you gotta do because you're not gonna get married if you don't.
Baby, guess what? There's billions of people on this planet. Billions of people on this planet. Always think from the standpoint of abundance. There's more than enough options for you. There's more than enough people that will love you. And if you learn how to date correctly, check out my course, How to Date Up. It's going to be on Rich Goddess Club, my membership that literally will help you change your life. If you actually do the work, right? You can actually upgrade your life. I went from dating a certain kind of man who didn't make me feel satisfied in all the ways to dating men who are fantastic. Literally fantastic and treat me like a queen and a goddess. I don't gotta put my hands in my pocket, okay? Don't feel like you have to defend your choices to anyone. And also, there's more than enough. Travel to different countries. Get out of your city. Expand your dating pool. Expand your horizons. And be strategic. Be intentional about it. And you'll start to see and showcase more options that are available to you. Date people of different cultures. Like, really experience what life has to offer. That's the era of my life I'm in right now. Really dating. And dating does not mean sleeping, right? Because a lot of you guys will be like, oh yeah, you no, dating, right? Dating different men, being wined and dined by different men, talking to different men, communicating with different men, building connections with different men, building relationships with different men, building business partnerships with different men. That's what I do, and that's what I'm about. I have men that want to invest in my businesses that I dated. Maybe like it didn't work out on like a romantic level and I was like, you're not my soulmate, but at the end of the day, I still like you, I still fuck with you at the end of the day. And now I have business partnerships with those men, friendships with those men. Change the way that you view dating, that it always has to be like one person at a time and this needs to be the person of your life. It don't. You are the magnet. You are the center of attraction. You attract whatever energy you're putting out there. Whatever your beliefs are, whatever you believe that you deserve, you'll see that reflected back in front of you, in your life, in your reality. So change what you feel like you deserve on the inside and it will show up in your current reality. I promise you that, baby girl. Focus on yourself and focus on what you want. Be super honest with yourself. What do you truly want? If no one was looking, if no one had any judgments to say, and you can have it exactly your way, what kind of guy would you actually want to date? What would you want your life life to look like? What kind of friends would you want to have? How would you act? How would you carry yourself? How would you look? What would that life look like? Focus on that. Do the practical, logistic things to make that a reality. And at the same time, let God come in and to do his or the universe's work. You can have what you want and you can live your ideal reality. And yes, we want to be realistic and we want to position ourselves for success. But at the same time, you can learn how to break the rules if you just tap into your feminine energy and really understand the laws of this universe. It's all mind. It's all mental. This is a freaking matrix. Let's shatter it. But these conversations need to be had privately, ladies. This is why community is important. Listen to the wisdom of your elders. And if you don't have the wisdom of those elders around you, listen to other people's, those local people in your city, those local elders in your city who can pour wisdom into you. And if you don't have that, buy a freaking course. Join my community, Rich Goddess Club. I'm not just saying that. We're gonna do in-person meetups. You have all the courses and classes that you need to literally upgrade your life and really digest it and start doing the inner work, as well as a community of women who are looking to do the same. Join Rich Goddess Club down below. Do what you need to do, but these conversations need to be had privately. We need to stop putting all our business out on the internet. But yeah, that's my 2 cents. Who am I? Just a person on the internet, right? If you like this video, spread the word. Like this video, right? Because that helps the algorithm and that really helps the message get out there. But also at the same time, share this with somebody. Share this with a woman who needs to hear this message. Don't hold out. Don't be stingy. We need to liberate women. We need women to understand that they can truly have whatever they want and that they don't have to feel bad about who they want to date and stuff like that. It is our choice. As women, we are the gatekeepers of society because we have the babies. We are the people who are having the babies and having the connections. We set the standard for what is acceptable and what is not acceptable. That's the power that they don't want to talk about. Dating is important. Relationships are important. Who we choose to put in our bodies are important. Who we choose to identify and entertain is important. And the relationship that we have with ourselves is also important as well. There is nothing wrong with wanting to date a boss. There's nothing wrong with wanting to date a boss. She literally said, I would date a bus driver if he owns the bus. Some women just want to date boss ninjas, okay? And there's nothing wrong with that. Some people like the time freedom, the flexibility that comes with that. You know, that's why I like dating entrepreneurs. I like dating successful entrepreneurs because I can literally be on an island tomorrow because we create our own schedule. We're living our best life. Time freedom, location freedom, that's what I want. I'm going to tell this quick story. I used to love playing the lotto and I used to love manifesting playing the lotto and stuff like that, right? And winning the lottery and stuff like that. So I used to play at the gas station, pretty regularly, and I would always see this same guy like working the food in the gas station, and I would be like, oh, you know, like whatever. And then one time he told me, he's like a Middle Eastern guy, right? And I noticed a lot of Middle Eastern people are like this, but don't hate on me. I'm just saying, that's just what I noticed, at least around this area. He was like,
hey Jay.
I was like, hey. He was like,
you know I own this? You know this is my actual gas station?
And I was like, what? I see you working here all the time. He was like,
yeah, you know, I'm actually a millionaire. I have like a huge business.
He's talking about how he's actually a millionaire. He has a huge business back home. He sells jewelry and stuff like that. And this is his gas station. And I'm like, what? And you be working? I would not mind dating a man like that. Like a man who is a boss, who can still put in that work, but at the same time, he got money. There's a lot of different situations out here. If you want to date a boss, you can date a boss. Just as long as you're the reciprocal to that energy, there's no problem. That's the conversation. That's how I really feel. I'm going to continue to go get my Greek food now and go, you know, eat the food I want to eat in my little tessie or whatever the case is. And I'm going to talk to y'all later. Please like this video up. Like I said before, share this with a friend, share this with a family member, share this with a woman who really needs to hear this message. Like this video. Like, come on, y'all. Like this video up. Put these messages out there in the world. Shh. We need to move in silence. Shh. Stop feeling like you have to say how you feel all loud all the time. Feel how you feel. Don't feel the need to defend how you feel all the time. Stand on it and let your actions speak. Date, travel the world, experience new things, experience new cultures, enjoy yourself, have a great time in life, date who you want to date. You are allowed to. Give yourself permission now, whatever kind of man you want to date, and do the work necessary to make that a thing. Join Rich Goddess Club if you need help, and if you just want community and support and we can have these conversations in private, join down below, and I'll talk to you guys later.